Civilization 7 is receiving a very powerful, across-game, meta-game upgrade to its leaders called Mementos. These upgrades can be used by any leader through any game to give them some sweet extra effects. On top of that, the game is also introducing a progression system for all leaders, as well as an overall system, and this will come with cosmetic collectibles alongside some other things. Let's jump into the hot, latest news revealed by Firaxis around Civilization 7's progression system, its leader equipment, these RPG-like elements, and while we're doing that, in the background there'll be some new footage of the glowed-up version of Catherine the Great, new leader of course for Civilization 7, alongside a Russian civ. Let's jump into it. And we begin with Firaxis' fairly well-kept secret, though as they highlight, eagle-eyed viewers and sharp listeners did pick up on a couple of elements of the system. I remember joking in the past, a previous video, about how they were maybe bringing in some sort of awful cosmetic battle pass type thing to Civ, which is thankfully, of course, not true. What are they bringing though? Well, the first piece of the puzzle of the Legends and Mementos update here is the Legends system, which they describe as a meta progression system. Meta because it's sort of happening, it's a game within a game, or in this case, a much broader one, where it will track your progression across all games, across multiple playthroughs to reward you. And of course it will do a little bit more than that as well, providing options, more options to track your stats, figure out who you've played as, who you haven't, and it will, as we'll find out slightly later in the video, also provide a host of challenges. They liken this a little bit to some of the stuff that they started to add into Civilization 6 through the Gathering Storm update with that Hall of Fame, which basically provided trackers for some basic statistics, who you'd played, who you hadn't, how you'd won, how you didn't maybe as well. And real quick, the stuff that we're about to look at is designed to also help to solve that problem of Civ players just not finishing a Civ game, and of course to reward us. They go on to share their objectives here. You can pause and read them for yourself. Essentially, it's about making the game a little bit more fun, rewarding you for playing through a gargantuan campaign that you might not have won, to encourage exploration, experimentation. The second point and third point, kind of the same in my opinion. Let's get into the good stuff then. Those legendary pathways, that RPG-like element that they liken it to. Just like an RPG character, you can level up through paths over the course of many games, and these paths track different levels. The first pathway is the Foundation pathway. This one doesn't matter which leader you're playing as. This is your overall progression. You can think about it, basically. Your overall progression in Civ. There are 50 levels total, and as we can see from the little number of images that they've provided, it provides actually a variety of quite interesting things. From simple things like colors through to clearly very real in-game benefits, extra culture attributes, extra gold for every settlement returned in a peace deal. That's quite neat. A second memento slot will be unlocked, and we'll talk about those because that's kind of what we're looking at already here. These different mementos. These really quite interesting, perhaps powerful benefits that we can assign on top of our Civ, on top of our leader, and their own attribute points that you'll give them throughout the game as well. My goodness, there is a lot to add to a Civ, it seems. The second type of pathway we have here are the leader paths. Obviously, these are distinct to each leader. Level up Benjamin Franklin, won't level up Tubman. Gonna need to do Tubman separately. Here we have 10 total levels, and as you can see yet again, by the little bit of information that was shared, these impact in-game yields as well as some cosmetic stuff. The one down the bottom is a customization bag. Above it though, Kite and Key gives plus 10% science towards researching tech masteries. That's the second time you research a technology to unlock an additional related benefit to that tech. We also see a few different things here like extra relationship from starting or supporting endeavors. Franklin also receives access to a new card, extra influence at the reduction of combat strength for naval units. Interesting things here. Legacy cards, mementos, benefits, character customization, cosmetic effects. Very interesting. And that's not all. For to actually progress through these pathways, we must earn what they call Legend XP through challenges. Challenges are the only way to earn Legend XP and contribute to each path. And there'll be a log of challenges so you can read through and pick them out and whatnot. From the screenshot they've shared, you can see that at least in this build of the game, there are 1,000 challenges, nearly 57 it seems, for each leader. And they reward seemingly different levels of experience, depending on how maybe difficult they are, how far through the game you have to play. See them mentioning different ages, completing quests in each age, as well as reaching different legacy path milestones. Some of the options to reward this experience to level up our leaders. It does, of course, leave us with one more question. Apart from the benefits we've seen already, why? How does this all come together? And what does it mean for my game, except for maybe a minor cosmetic change? And that's where the final part of this puzzle comes in. Rewards and mementos, providing us with a balance of rewards that are meaningful, but not so essential that you must use the system. The first part of these rewards, cosmetics, arguably maybe not quite as exciting. They call them light touch rewards, not about making leaders wear funny hats, instead allowing us to customize a player card, badges, banners, titles, borders, and colors. As far as gameplay implications go, the mementos are probably the more interesting part. These are literally equipment that you can attach to your leaders' memento slots during game setup. Like a piece of gear on an RPG character, mementos provide, they say, a broad array of benefits, bonus effects when equipped. And you can see just some of those. There are, they say, 100 unique mementos to earn. Some of the benefits include getting an extra economic attribute point to spend right at the start of the game. Level 2 of Tubman's leader path gives the Lantern, providing a free migrant unit in your capital for every successful undetected espionage, quite specific. At level 5 of the overall Foundation Pass, you get that gold bonus per age for every settlement. You return to the Vanquished in a peace deal. You mercifully return. Very good. And of course, in the screenshots that we've looked at, we've seen some other examples of what those mementos might look like. Sometimes very powerful, and I think given the amount of customization that's available with the leader, the attribute points that you give to them during a game for that game only, as well as these mementos, as well as the changing of civs, the policy, there's just so much, so many layers. There must be some perfectly balanced combinations to make here. The final note on mementos, the key point is that you can assign them to any leader. So while they may be specific, they may have a sort of potentially historical significance to a time frame or a person, you can apply them to anybody. And you can, if you want to, also choose to disable them in multiplayer. At the end here, they stress that the system is not really a battle pass. You won't be able to spend money or buy any type of currency to progress through it. The only paid exception to that is around the different editions of the game, which will reward extra content, of course. Ultimately, though, it's about playing and experiencing. And that is great to see and hear. Very happy to hear that. Their final words talk about how all of the stuff that we've discussed in this video will continue to be added to the game as it is supported post-launch after February the 11th. However, I have some more interesting news. About an hour or two ago, an email arrived in my inbox with early access to a press preview build of this game, Civilization 7. And I can't talk much about that, unfortunately. It's under an NDA. I haven't played it yet, but you bet your backside I'm about to. However, I can tell you that there is a preview embargo that will lift on the 16th of January at 6 p.m. some American time zone. It's 3 a.m. on the 17th for me, down here in little old New Zealand. And I'm allowed to share with you a little bit of gameplay footage. It's limited in the amount that I can share. I can't really go into the detail right now, of course, for obvious reasons, but I'd love your feedback. I've got a post on the community page here on the YouTube channel. I want to know, do you want me to just play the game and show you as much as I can, like a traditional sort of let's play, if you will, but probably just a video? Or do you want me to edit it a bit? Maybe break it down, cut out the boring bits, but still keep it with a live commentary let's play? Finally, maybe I just chuck a load of footage into the editing room from one playthrough, pull out the highlights and talk to it like I'm talking to you right now. Show it on your screen, analyze it, talk about it. I'm not sure which way to play it. I'd love your feedback, so please do leave a comment down below, and I'll see you for that very exciting video next time.